Good evening, ladies and gentlemen. I'm Dave Cosby for the 7522 Network. We're here tonight at the Estes Park Film Festival. Actually, it's the 5th annual Estes Park Film Festival. Tonight, we're interviewing writer, director, Jonathan Cohon. Jonathan, it's been great to have you here tonight.
It has been an absolute pleasure to be here. Thank you.
Now, this is actually the second movie that you've actually entered in the Estes Park Film Festival.
This is my second personal film at Estes Park Film Festival. The third one, my third total film to have been involved with very closely. The first one was at the inaugural Estes Park Film Festival, where I was director of photography on a film that was titled 316, and it was very well received. And I was so moved by being here, and I met so many wonderful people that I had to come back. And there's a great story. The second annual Estes Park Film Festival, my wife and I came and we brought our film, and before my film even showed, I got a phone call. We need you back in Chicago. You can actually, if you take this job, you'll get into the Cameraman's Guild. It's like, I gotta go. So it screened without me. So this year, excellently, I brought my third film, Dead of the Heart, and I was actually able to be in the theater when it screened. So I'm making progress here.
Outstanding, outstanding. Well, there was great response from the audience tonight, and I saw that they saw it. It was great. You know, it's a 22-minute project, but you convey this incredible story and evoke emotion. Now, you being a writer, how much time or effort or direction do you take from yourself or the many voices that may be inside of your head to actually evoke those emotions from your viewer?
That's an interesting question because it has many levels of answer. The 36 men who live in my head say all kinds of things to me, and they want a lot of information to be conveyed in the film. To evoke the emotion, I get down to what's personally touching to people. I listen to what is important to other people's lives. This is a very relationship-based film. There's like, what touches their relationships? What are the elements that leave them yearning, or elevate them, or aggravate them, or infuriate them? And just be aware of the of the world conditions and the human response to these things. And I draw on elements of that. The film itself, I started writing it 2 years ago, and it sort of languished on my laptop in various versions, where it started off really as a road trip about a guy with a fast car, because I just like being on the road and shooting pictures. And it ended up being this very intense, emotional, very feminine, exploration of responsibility and love and relationship and sacrifice. And it takes on a life of its own. The film will always take on a life of its own, and this one, as it evolved and as it evolved and as it evolved, we drew elements from all kinds of wonderful stimuli. And the very nature of the character of the river, how can a river be a character in a film? But it's always there. It's this representation of a lot of things, and it. I think the story spontaneously generated this one on its own and led me to the people who told me of these myths. And it is a real world myth that there is a river in northeastern Illinois called the Kishwaukee River. It is one of two rivers on the planet that run northward. It runs northward, and it has a legend surrounding it that if you set foot in the Kishwaukee, you will come home. It will draw you back. It has attached itself to you. You have been attached to it. It will bring you back. And there are just dozens and dozens of stories. And when I heard this from friends and friends of friends in northeastern Illinois who did not know of each other, the scientific method, if you get identical results from two unique experiments, your hypothesis is correct. Gotta go with it.
Well, it was just incredible. As I was simply a viewer of the movie itself, the movie drew me in as a participant and started slowly evoking the emotion of the movie right there. It drew me into it, and I just can't imagine the process of the work that you put in to actually write the dynamic and then have it executed by the actors. It was done very well.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that a great deal, and I am definitely going to bring that statement forward and tell it to my actors and tell it to my crew and tell it to this ensemble of talented, skilled, and motivated professionals who came out and gave their hearts. I said, I need you to be honest and raw with me, and they were, and they are the ones that are drawing you in. I'm just sort of standing there at the doorway going, okay, if you got a ticket, you can see the film. You know, the best thing I could say for my directing was I got out of the way. You know, having inspiration is a gift from God, and knowing when to get out of the way of somebody who's doing a really good job is frequently learned by having bumped your head into enough low-hanging bars.
Great. Well, you certainly got a great response tonight with the showing of your film. We have another project we're looking into the future here? Are we going to see you here again real soon?
Absolutely. Well, first of all, the joy of coming to Estes Park, which this year I've been to 5 different film festivals around the country, and this is by far the best run. It is the most enjoyable and exciting, and it is definitely, on a spiritual level, some of the most rewarding time I've ever spent as an artist, and definitely this year on the festival circuit. And I would recommend everybody come to the Estes Park Film Festival. Next year we do have a project lined up. Hang on, let me ask my producer, is it okay if I tell the title? Yes, okay, because the film has been made. It is called At Last Okima. It is a 15-minute short that is actually hopefully in promotion of the feature-length script, which has been written. I was director of photography on this film, and it's the story of one man's life-changing quest that leads him on a pilgrimage that it is a pilgrimage, an odyssey, and it is the Hajj, his internal spiritual war to overcome his own almost shallow nature, to expand to something greater, and just it's hysterically funny because of the talent involved. But I'm going to stop there.
Well, that's great. You've got me curious now, and I'm going to be looking forward to that.
Thank you.
That's outstanding. Gosh, I want to thank you so much for joining us here this
evening. It was
a
privilege and a pleasure.
Outstanding. We want to thank you. Hi, I'm Dave Cosby for 7522 Network here at the 5th Annual Estes Park Film Festival. Thanks.